Hello, everybody. My name is LaSonya Thomas, and I'll be reading Computer Decoder. Dorothy Vaughn, computer scientist. That's Dorothy. See Dorothy in her nice orange dress? That's Dorothy. And the book is written by Andy Dean. Now, this is a biography. It's a true story about Dorothy. That's Dorothy Vaughn, who's a computer scientist and was a computer decoder. Let's find out how Dorothy became a computer decoder. Excited. Dorothy knew numbers made sense. They lined up just right for engineering events. What didn't make sense and made people suffer was how people were divided according to color. She didn't let that stop her from being the best, from rising to the top and helping the rest. And when she saw what a computer could do, she dove into learning how it could help you. I love it. Dorothy Vaughn was a computer during the 1940s and 1950s. But she wasn't a computer like the computers you might see at school. Dorothy was a human computer. Isn't that awesome? She was a human computer. Can you imagine the computers we have today? You're that computer. She was the computer. They didn't have a computer like we have today. She could do math very quickly, and she always figured out the right answer. Okay, go Dorothy, even if it took a while. Numbers made sense to Dorothy. I love it. Dorothy was a computer. She was good at math. Even if it took a while, she was going to figure out the answer. I love it. Never stop trying. In school, she studied very hard and went to college. Back then, it was unusual for women to go to college. It was even more unusual for African American women to go to college. After college, Dorothy became a math teacher because numbers made sense. But she was allowed to teach only African American children. Look at Dorothy. Doesn't she look great? Look at her in a cap and gown graduating from college. I love it. And then look at her. She took that degree and she became a math teacher. Beautiful. She didn't earn much money as a teacher. She worried about sending her own children to college. Dorothy looked for a new job that paid more money because she wanted to send her children to college just like she went. One day, she spotted a notice on the bulletin board. The Langley Memorial Aeronautical Laboratory was hiring human computers. Dorothy applied, and guess what? She got the job. I love it, Dorothy. I love it, Dorothy, that you applied. I love that you got the job. You didn't let anything stop you. You needed to earn more money to take your children to college. And look, you got the job. I love it. This was in 1943. During World War II, many people worked at Langley. This was where engineers tested new airplanes. They figured out how to make the airplanes better at taking off, flying, and landing. Taking off, flying, and landing. I love it. The engineers needed people good at math to help them. These people were the human computers. I love it. You see this big airplane? Dorothy was a part of figure out how to make it take off, fly, and land. Isn't that awesome? Because she was good at math. That's how she became a human computer. Most of human computers were women, and most of engineers were men. See? Look, all the women, human computers in the front, the men in the back, the engineers. Dorothy loved working as a human computer. She loved working on solutions to problems. When World War II ended, the engineers at Langley went to work, figuring out how to send people into space. Awesome, awesome. Dorothy was so excited to be a part of the team. Look at that. Awesome. Look at this picture. Look how Dorothy's walking. Don't you love it? I love it. Her head is up with confidence. I love it. That's how you should walk. Walk with your head up with confidence, no matter what. I love it. And look at Dorothy on this page. She's part of the team. African American woman on a team. That's wonderful. I love it. At Langley, the numbers made sense, but there was one thing that didn't make sense: segregation. Segregation was when black people and white people were forced to stay apart. Look, that was the white section, that was the black section. Look. But look at Dorothy's face. Dorothy was looking like, that just doesn't make sense. Dorothy said, numbers make sense, but this segregation, this doesn't make sense. At Langley, segregation was the rule. Black people and white people were made to work in different areas. African American women were on one team of the computers, and white women were on another team. Look, this was Dorothy's team, the black team, and this was the other team. Now, the sad part about it, Dorothy probably had friends in this team, but she wasn't allowed to work with them. Aren't you glad we are able to work with whoever we want to now? Dorothy didn't let this stop her. Go, Dorothy, go. She worked hard, work hard. She worked smart, work smart. She became the first African-American supervisor at Langley. That means she was the boss. She was the head. She was the leader. I love it. She was the supervisor. Dorothy spoke up for equal rights for all people, whether they were black or white. That just made sense to Dorothy. I love Dorothy for speaking up. And because Dorothy spoke up, guess what happened? Langley stopped segregating people when the company became national in 1958. I love it. Look at Dorothy. See how Dorothy's speaking up? Dorothy's not speaking up just for herself. She's speaking up for everyone. She said, this is not right. We're equal rights for everyone. And because she spoke up and she became a supervisor, she used her voice, her authority, and she spoke up and she made a change, not just for her, but for everyone. I love it. Love it. One day, Dorothy felt a strange vibration in the floorboards at Langley. Earthquake? Giant trucks? No. The shaking was caused by a computer. Not a human computer, an electronic computer. The electronic computer worked much faster than a human. How can I work with this machine? Dorothy asked herself. Dorothy decided to learn something new. This made sense to her. She went to classes and read books about computers and programming. Dorothy became an expert at writing computer code. She helped the other human computers learn computer code too. The work Dorothy did with computers helped send a man into space. Dorothy never stopped learning, even when she was a very old woman. This just made sense to Dorothy. The end.